Welcome back to Counseling Made Simple with Ellen Francis. I'm so excited to be able to come back again to discuss a new topic. In case you're watching me for the first time, this is a platform where I discuss topics, issue of life, and at the end, I give out coping strategy to support people that are going through those issues, or probably people has gone through the issue in the past and they are still struggling to manage the effect of those issues. So today I have a topic titled trauma, because recently something happened in my country, Nigeria, and I saw that those things that happen is very, very traumatic. Even me, I was watching it on social media, and it took me a few days to be able to get myself back. So, and also apart from that, we can see from the beginning of the year, we'll be going through a lot of traumatic issue in relation to the COVID-19 that is in our world at the moment, and it's very, very challenging. People find it to be very, very, very traumatic because they don't even know how to fight it. You don't know whether you're going to get it in just mainly going out or maybe what you touch. So it's very, very traumatic to people, and a lot of people have lost their loved one during this period that we notice or we are experiencing COVID-19. So I just thought that it would be very, very important if I discuss this topic, trauma. Trauma is an event that is very, very disturbing, very, very distressing that a person experiences. You experience it, and the way you felt, the way your mood changed, the way your body changed, the way your body reacts to that event that you experienced. You told yourself you don't want to see it again, you don't want it to happen again because it's your experience. Also, something can be a trauma to somebody who just witnessed a situation. It is not their experience, but they happen to be there and they witness it, and it was very, very traumatic to them, and they don't want to see that thing again. In fact, if anything comes around them that has a little bit of resemblance to what they have gone through in the past, they will have the same feeling again over and over, because that event was very, very traumatic to them, and their mood, it changed. And the reason being is that the feeling that they had at that time is not just ordinary, mainly looking at what is happening or mainly just getting involved in maybe an attack, maybe an accident or whatever. It's because of something was triggered in their system, and when that thing was triggered, there's something called stress hormone cortisol that's released in their body, and that is released for them to get ready to do what we call fight, flight, or freeze. It depends on how your biological makeup, it depends on how it is. When it's released into you, some people will fight to be safe, fight to get themselves out of that situation. Their energy will be boosted, their muscle will be tense, and they will have more strength because they want to fight themselves out of that situation at that moment, because they are involved in that event that is very, very traumatic, very, very disturbing. Also, somebody who is witnessing it as well, the same thing will happen to them, because stress hormone cortisol is released into their body to make a decision what they want to do at that moment. And if some people, as I said, depends on their body, some people will fight that situation. Maybe if somebody was involved in an accident and the door was jammed, that person will fight with all energy that is boosted in their system to get the door of the car open so that the person can get out of that stressful situation. And if it's an attack, the same thing. And some people, when this stress hormone cortisol is released into their body, instead of fighting, they want to flight, they want to run, they want to run away from that situation. And some people, they will freeze, they don't know what to do, they can't fight back, and they can't run, they just stay. But at the end, when all this experience has happened in your system, after some few days, few weeks, your body should be able to come back to normal. Your brain should be able to tell you that war has come and war has gone, and you go back to normal. But for some people, their system doesn't go back to normal, and that can increase or move to what we call PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder. So today I'm talking about this topic so that people will know how to manage themselves, manage their body, manage their mood in case they have been affected by what is going on around us, so that they will be able to cope and bring their body back to normal, where they will be able to manage their emotion, even if they see something similar to what they have experienced in the past. One of the things that we discover with people with post-traumatic stress disorder is that they are always afraid, and they don't want to involve in things that will stress them, things that will be stressful because of what they have gone through in the past. So they thought that situation will always result in what has happened before in the past. And sometimes we can see that they are very, very overprotective, particularly with their children. They don't want their children to involve in some certain things because they are always afraid that bad experience will happen to them. And sometimes that can have effect in their relationship with their children, and also it might not allow their children to be able to explore life, and that might not be very, very good with their relationship with their children. And one thing I want us to know is that trauma is what people call trauma, or trauma is what a person calls a trauma. Like we used to say in nursing, we say pain is what a person calls pain, because our body is different. As I said, our biological makeup is different. So sometimes what we think is not stressful can be stressful for another person. What we think is not traumatic can be traumatic with another person. So by the time we understand how people can feel with something, with a stressful situation, we'll be able to support people and manage, to help people to manage and get well. Anything can be a trauma to anybody. It could be bullying. A child can be bullying in school and come home and grow up without having any effect. Another child can be bullied, and before you know it, it can have a lot of effect. So bullying can be part of trauma for somebody. Sexual abuse in the form of rape can be very traumatic. It can be very, very traumatic. Physical abuse can be very, very traumatic for somebody. Anything can be a trauma to somebody. When a person goes through something, we have to make sure we ask a question and support that person and see how the person is feeling with that situation that person has gone through. And PTSD is a disorder that develops in some people who have experienced dangerous or traumatic events. The brain can lose a sense of safety or security or general well-being because the event has become stuck in the sense of that person that has gone through that situation, and the person will begin to relive their experience over and over again. And that can happen through what we call flashback. Flashback is another issue with people with PTSD. They can sit down here and they can have a flashback of the event in sequence, how it happened to them. And then when you happen to be around, or you happen to be somebody who is nursing a person with PTSD, they will actually tell you that the pain, the physical pain that they felt in the time that they went through their event, it could be years back, that they can physically feel it while they are having their flashback. Like those that have been raped, they can tell you that during their flashback, the physical pain, they can feel it. And they can also relive their experience through nightmare. They will sleep and they will constantly have a dream of that event. And it can be very, very distressing. It can be distressing stress hormone will continue to be triggered and be releasing. And too much of stress hormone in the body can cause a lot of things. It can cause anxiety, it can cause depression, it can even physical health, it can increase heart disease. Memory it can affect memory and concentration. That person, you see that person is not concentrating well, particularly children. Remember, their brain is still developing. Some children might not be physically or sexually abused, but they can witness domestic violence over and over again. And then when this is happening, they are afraid. They run to their room, in their corner. They don't know what is happening there. They just know that there's a noise going on. And before you know, stress hormone is releasing. Tomorrow it happen again. Next week it happen again. The heart rate of that child will continue to raise, and the brain will continue to trigger stress hormone to be released in the system of that child. That child, before you know it, they are losing concentration. You see some child, you call them to send them a message. They will come, they run, they come back and tell you they've forgotten what you have sent them, because they can't concentrate. They are always afraid, and that might be the effect. Not every child, but I'm just saying a traumatic situation can make a child to be behaving in that way, and they can begin to add weight, and sometimes their sleep pattern can be affected. And there's one I want to say again is dissociation. This is in a very acute trauma. People can have what we call dissociation, and this can happen at any time, particularly when people are awake. People are sitting down with you talking. Before you know it, they will tell you that they are dissociating from you. Dissociation is when a person can mentally or psychologically move themselves away from themselves at the moment. I want to look for something to use to describe this situation. This actually happened with particularly people that have been raped when they were young, over and over again. When they see their abuser coming, they can mentally move themselves so that whatever that is happening to them, they can feel it. So the way I can explain this in a way that we can understand is that I remember when we were growing up back home in school, secondary school particularly, when you come late to school, there are some teachers that are very mean, and they will flog you, they will whip you over and over. They won't understand. They don't want to even care to understand why you came home. They don't want to understand why you came late to school. And then if you happen to come back the next day and you are late, they will do that over and over again. Even when you have blisters, you have blue, because I've experienced it, you have this blue blister in your hand, very swollen and very thick pain in your hand. They will ask you to stretch the same hand. That is abuse. They will smack you again, whip you again in the same hand. At a point when the pain is too serious for you, you psychologically, mentally switch yourself out of your body, and they will whip you over and over again. You will not feel the pain until they are satisfied and you move away. People that go through sexual abuse or a form of rape like that, and the thing is happening over and over, sometimes they can mentally move themselves, and after the rape has come and gone, people have moved on in life, but because they still suffer the traumatic experience or event, they still suffer it, or probably they are suffering PTSD. Occasionally you see them, they will tell you that they are dissociating, meaning that they are moving in a way. So what we do at that time is that we try to bring them back to their present body. Like we ask them to touch things, we ask them to smell things, we ask them to feel things, we ask them to look around. By the time they are doing that, they will come back again. So these are events that happen to people when people go through traumatic events or traumatic experience. So when we are familiar with the symptoms and the presentation we'll be able to support people and manage people, particularly at the initial stage where people are going through their experience. We'll be able to support them and guide them so that they don't move to a situation of PTSD. So now I want to move to coping strategy for us to use if we are going through issue. Now there's a new lockup coming up, and I think I've had a news, or somebody said it. I haven't actually heard it, but somebody said it, that there's an information that they are going to be a new lockup, and that can be another traumatic event for somebody that is close to you, so that you'll be able to support with this COVID-19 experience again that is coming up. So coping strategy, agitating. So I'm going to start with this so that we can use it to support ourselves and also support whoever that is going through some challenging situation around us. And I'll start with exercise. Exercise will help a lot. If we can't go to gym at the moment, we can do some exercise at home that will help us. Remember that I said when you are going through, you are having your experience, when your stress hormone cortisol is released, one of the things that it helps you to do is that it boosts your glucose level for your energy to be boosted in case you want to run or in case you want to fight that issue that is confronting you. And your muscle will become very tense. You'll become very tense, getting ready to save yourself from situation. So exercise will help you to calm your nerves down, calm your muscle down, burn out your energy, burn it out. Too much of it in your body will make you to be at edge at every time, and it will make you to be agitated and restless. So you burn it out, burn the energy out, and exercise will relax your muscle. Your brain will have to tell you that war has finished. That has happened has finished. So calm down. Exercise will do that. And then massage will help your muscle to calm down. So ask somebody, friends, husband, wife, to massage your body for you, so that your muscles that is tense, ready to fight, is calmed down. And also you can do relaxation technique where you lie down. It can be your sitting room. You just lie down, pull all light off. We use this light for patients. It's called, can't remember if it's called club light or musical light. It's a colorful light that when you put it on, it rotates. The whole place is dark, but that light is like green. Some will be colorful, green, red, or whatever. It rotates, and you just lie down, calm, and put a very, very low music. Relax yourself. Before you know, you will sleep. Your muscle, everything will be relaxed. Also, you can use breathing technique. You breathe in and you breathe out. Breathe in and you breathe out. This will calm you down. I was telling somebody one time about this breathing technique, and he's thinking, how will it help? It helps. I can't go in detail how it helps. But what happens is that when you breathe in oxygen in, there's an air change. Air change where you have oxygen mixed with your blood, and then you begin to have oxygenated blood. The more you breathe in oxygen, air change happen. Your blood carries oxygenated blood goes around your body. You are full of oxygen, go around your body. Your blood vessel takes more oxygen as you breathe in more oxygen, and your muscles will be relaxed, will be calm. That will release and take off the stress in you, take off the stress hormone inside your body. And now let me move to maybe somebody is suffering PTSD. Somebody is suffering it, and that person is having flashback experience and also having dissociation. According to how we nurse people, you can carry something with you because you don't know where your flashback can happen. You carry something that you can feel, something that you can touch, you can smell that can remind you of something. You carry it with you because sometimes when it happens, you can't think, you can't begin to look for something that will remind you of where you are. So you carry something that you hold and you feel, you touch, that will bring you back to your present time, that will take you back from your flashback. You hold, you feel, you touch, you smell, that you carry. And then you can also, if it's at home, you can use what we call grounding technique. This is when you can even use this outside depending on what you want to use. This grounding technique is when you speak positive words to yourself. Tell yourself that you are safe. Tell yourself that this environment that you are, nobody can come to abuse you. Speak positive to yourself. If it's at home, you stand in front of the mirror. Remind yourself that trauma has come and it has gone, that there's no fight anymore, that your body wants to fight. Speak positive to yourself in front of the mirror. Before you know it, you will come back and you'll be calm, and it will not last. It will not carry you to all the sequence of your trauma in the past. As soon as it's coming and you start speaking, then you come back to normal. If you are a Christian and a believer, you can have your scripture. You can have scripture written, scripture that will tell you positive things. You can have it written down, put in your bag as you are going, because at the time that is happening to you, you might not be able to think of scripture that will come from your mind. But if you have them written down in a book or in a notepad in your bag, as soon as you are having the symptom, because when you've been going through your flashback often many times, you'll be able to know the symptom, what happened before the flashback will actually happen, or before the dissociation will actually happen. So you write it. Like, for example, write Psalm 41 verse 11. It's talking about God. I know you are pleased with me, and you did not allow my enemy to triumph over me. Because when people go through trauma, when people have been abused, sometimes they have this negative view of the whole world, or everybody. They have negative view. They think the world is a bad place, and they think everybody is bad sometimes. So you carry the Bible and you begin to speak to yourself that your enemy did not triumph over you. Before you know it, gradually, you'll be coming out of your flashback. Now the last one, this is what I'm going to use as the last one. For people that has gone through trauma in the past, particularly those that have been abused by their loved one or somebody that they think that is supposed to be there to protect them. And I'm going to quote from a man called Marcel Proust. He's talking about your experience that you've gone through. It's part of life experience. You've gone through this experience. He did not kill you. This is a journey that you have gone and you have come back, and you did not lose your life in the journey. So his quote is that wisdom is not being given. Nobody will come and give you wisdom. Wisdom is something you go through. Knowledge is something you go through and you learn. So you discover wisdom. So from your experience, you have discovered wisdom. You have gone through your journey. The journey you cannot send any other person to go for you. You have gone by yourself, and you have come back and you have gone wisdom. So with your wisdom, you can be able to protect other people. From your wisdom, you'll be able to protect yourself. So count it as an experience, as a wisdom that you have discovered. And then you'll be able to heal properly. You'll be able to heal quickly. So this is the end of my video for this time. This is the end of this topic for this time. If you want to know more of my videos or my topics, you can check my video, or you can subscribe to my channel so that whenever I put up a video, you'll be able to see the topic I want to discuss. Thank you very much for watching Counseling Made Simple with Helen Francis. I'll be seeing you next time again. God bless you.